Hello and welcome to the next video of my LCK 2024 preview series. We're going to cover Kwangdong Freecs, otherwise known as KDF, a squad that went through rebuilding for sure once again last year. New coaching staff, a lot of interesting pieces on this team. It has a bright future, kind of disappointed in summer, but we'll get into that. So the last 3 years in 2021 as a Freak of Freaks, they went 16 and 20. And since have gotten worse, 14 and 22, and then last year 10 and 26. They did not make many changes, so they brought in Cuz in the jungle to battle with Young Jay for the spot. Cuz from KT. June left to go to Fnatic in the LEC, and Moham also is out at support as they chose to go with Andal. The average the average age of this roster will be 21.2 years old. In top lane, you have Dudu, currently at 22 years old, 83 games last year. Carry-oriented top. These numbers are quite carry-oriented. He's a strong player. Very underrated. If he was on a better team, I really think a lot of people would properly view him. 2-2 KDA, 8-8 CS per minute, 56-7 KP. High KP with that CS, to say the very least. 22.4 gold share, 477 damage per minute, which is about 22.6% of the team's damage. On average, ahead of LCK tops, 135 gold, 6 CS, 50 XP, 22 solo kills, 13 champions played, and then the standard 3 of Renekton, K'Sante, Jax, being his most played, accounting for 60% of the games. Great player. Now behind him, they have a couple different players. So Lancer, 19 years old, died a lot in Challengers. So 26 games with a 1-3 KDA, 8-3 CS per minute, 50.6 KP. Went to go get the farm and died for it. 21.9 gold share, 597 DPM, which is over 27% of KDF Challengers damage in the games he played. On average, had 95 gold, 3 CS, but down 120 XP, 8 solo kills, 9 champions played. On the Academy team, they have 2 different top laners. Alo, 20 years old, played 35 games. 2-6 KDA, 8 CS per minute, a 46% KP. Very solo dolo on an island. You all fight somewhere else. You all skirmish somewhere else. I'm just going to split push, and that's what he did. 21.7 gold share, 657 DPM. Typical in Academy. In the LCK, it was just, let's perma-fight. 16 champions. Abyss, 18 years old, played the other 24 games for the Academy team. Numbers not quite as strong. 2-3 KDA, a 7.1 CS per minute with a 50.9 KP. 20% gold share, 558 damage per minute, 10 champions played. In the jungle, I'm going to give the starting role to Cuz right now at 24 years old. Played 129 games last year with KT. Went to Worlds. His numbers were very good. He really, really... it surprised me. Some people weren't surprised. I give them the credit, but I was surprised. 4-9 KDA, 5-8 CS per minute, 72-4 KP. He played very well. I thought he was the worst player on KT, but still played very well. 18.3 gold share, 299 damage per minute, which is about 15% of damage. Against LCK junglers, on average up 70 gold, 3 CS, 105 XP, 12 solo kills, 15 champions played. Sejuani, Viego, Wukong, 59% of his games. Then you have Young Jay, 83 games with KDF at the LCK level. 2-8 KDA, obviously worst team, but similar farm and KP at 5-6 and 72-2. Same gold share. DPM similar at 282, but share a little bit different, 13.7. Kind of goes to show you that KDF might have been a little more feisty than KT. On average, was middle of the road in the LCK at 15 minutes, which is a good sign for a player that a lot of people probably had the reservations about. He was down 20 gold and 5 XP, but up 2 CS, so it's just meh. 5 solo kills, 11 champions played. Now, Technically, they have 5 junglers on the depth chart. They have 5 mid laners on the depth chart as well. Very deep. So you have Courage, at 18 years old, played 81 games for Challenger last year. Now, these numbers are very facilitator oriented. 2.3 KDA, 4.9 CS per minute, 73.5 KP. So goes in on 3 out of every 4 kills and dies, essentially. 18.3 gold share, 312 damage per minute, which is 14.5% of damage. Because of the low farm, on average, he's behind at 15 minutes, 25 gold, 5 CS, 140 XP, 4 solo kills, 11 champions played. You also have Pressure, who played the other 4 games for Challengers at 19 years old. Did very well, carry-oriented, 6.5 KDA, 5.5 CS per minute, 69.4 KP. Slightly less gold share, though. Goes to show you how the rest of the team played when he was out there. 342 damage per minute. Lower share at 13.9. Weird splits. So, up 110 gold, but down 14 CS and 360 XP. No solo kills, 3 champions played. And then in Academy, they have Machete, 18 years old. No stats to note. Also at 18 years old, you have Bulldog, youngest player in mid lane in LOL Esports. Last year, he did very well given the circumstances. Showed a lot of perseverance. Sophomore slump this year, be damned. If that happens, I'm still going to be high on him going into 2025. He has a lot of potential. 83 games, 2.2 KDA, 9 CS per minute, 64.3 KP. More on an island, right? That's low KP for a mid, but high CS. So he's just getting his farm. 22.4 gold share, 581 DPM, which led the team. He was the carry on the team at 28.4%, on average down at 15 minutes against LCK mids. 40 gold, 4 CS, 100 XP. Makes sense. But then that goes to show you with the high CS and gold share that in the mid to late game, they fed him the gold. 12 solo kills, 22 champions played. Azir, Talia, Tristana, 40% of his games. We have, this is, for some reason, for a second, it made me think I was saying the same champions as KT's roster. Like, did I erase that part? I'm pretty sure I did. Regardless. So Cleaver, 18 years old on the Challenger roster. 85 games, died a lot, similar to Lancer. 1.9 KDA, 8.3 CS per minute, 62.1 KP. He's not pressuring Bulldog anytime soon. 21.8 gold share, 540 damage per minute, 25 damage share. On average down 200 gold, 4 CS, 220 XP, 17 solo kills, 16 champions played. Pangyan, or what? Oh, Pangyan, 19 years old, substitute on that roster, no games played last year. Then there's Hades, 17 years old, played with Gen G and KDF last year in Academy. 2.9 KDA, 8.2 CS per minute, 60.1 KP. Gonna need to show growth. 21.4 gold share, 632 DPM, 15 champions played. They also have Greed, who actually is the oldest mid laner they have at 21 years old on the bottom of the depth chart. 28 games, 3.8 KDA, 7.7 CS per minute, 63 KP. Under 21% of the team's gold, under 600 DPM. 9 champions played, so clearly going in a different direction when they brought in Hades to play over him. Taeyun, 21 years old, one of the younger, 80 carries. Given the circumstances going between all these different supports, I thought he actually did quite well. Very aggressive player, extremely aggressive. That's why his KDA is 2.1 in 83 games. 9.7 KDA, 2.1 KDA, 9.7 CS per minute, 66.1 KP, under 24% of the team's gold, 537 DPM, which is only 25.7% of damage, very passive. Down 170 gold, 1 CS, 195 XP. Jeez, I said he was aggressive, then I said he was passive. He was aggressive in laning phase. A lot of things stick out to me where Taeyun just went in and died last year. Passive in dealing damage in team fights in the mid to late game. Clarify. 8 solo kills, 14 champions played. Zeri, Varus, Kesa. 48% of those 83 games. Bull, 21 years old, on Challengers roster. I don't expect him pressuring anytime soon. In 85 games, had 3.3 KDA and under 9 CS per minute. 66.1 KP, 24.3 gold share, 549 damage per minute, which is 25% of KDF's damage. However, ahead in the laning phase, 290 gold, 3 CS, 105 XP, 10 solo kills, 15 champions played. Whisper, 18 years old, in Academy. 61 games, 3.4 KDA, 8.9 CS per minute, 62.5 KP, 24.5 gold share, 711 DPM. A lot of damage out of the 80 carry. 9 champions played. Ondel at support. Left a lot to be desired last year. Really struggled. In 20 games, the team went 2-18. Apparently, they believe he is the guy that they want to go with out of the trio of supports they had. 1.3 KDA, 64.9 KP. Died before being involved in any of the kills or assists. 127 DPM. The games he did play were more of the supportive meta, not necessarily 80 carry meta. 2.83 vision score per minute. 8 wards placed every 5 minutes, a control ward every other minute, and cleared roughly 1 ward every 4 minutes. So the vision not that effective. Rookie player. Team stinks. Makes sense. 7 champions played in those 20 games. Braum, Rakan, Alistar, 65% of the games. Then they have Quantum. 19 years old, played 60 games with Academy, so he's been promoted. 3.1 KDA, 71.1 KP, 229 DPM, 15 champions played in those 60 games. Coach CV Max. Coach, obviously, that has had a lot of off the rift things go on relative to the game and things like that. Former coach of that great Griffin roster that, we see countless players born from. Kanavi, Tarzan, Chovy, Viper, Lahens, just to name some big ones. But there are other players, too, that played on that roster that had careers in the 4 major regions. He's 82-62 in best of 3s in the LCK over his career in regular season. Playoff and regional finals, 15-24. And then accredited on going to Worlds, 4 and 5. It's whatever Leaguepedia says he was on the coaching staff for. So if it's not putting Worlds whatever, then apparently they went with a different coach for that tournament. So that's what he's accredited with. This roster, I'm not going to, get my hopes high for, because last year, they let me down, but there are some really good pieces on this roster with very bright futures, especially in the solo lanes. And hopefully they can continue to develop. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and hope to see you again tomorrow.